What's happening, everybody? Welcome on into the Put It in the Book show, spring training episode number 3 of 2024.
Welcome.
Oh, this was a thought-provoking.
I don't know. It makes me want to do that music.
Oh, I'll put it on again.
Like somebody's gonna, unravel the.
I've been holding that music for 10 months, waiting for it. I got that for Keith's return.
Of course,
I've been
you
holding
would.
that Keith's return, and I've been holding it, waiting for 10 months to play that.
That's what she said. Hold it.
Holding it for 10 months.
Why does
All right,
the hair on Lindor on your shirt, Farace, look like brains?
Brain. Oh no! Don't wish that on.
No, it's a bad shirt. That's a terrible shirt.
You're a bad shirt.
It looks like his brains are.
Are we fighting this week?
Wow.
All right.
That was quick.
All right. So, what's going on, everybody? Again, welcome on in. I am Steve. Let's do the intros here. Everybody has spoken so far, but we got Keith right on over here. What's going on, sir?
Pete to Chicago. Let's go, baby.
Ever the optimist.
Wow.
I'm center fold now. So I think Pete's going to go to Chicago. I think the Mets are going to trade him. We're going to get some really good prospects.
All right, that's enough. That's enough.
We're gonna get the rights to Javi Baez. That's what we're gonna get.
Right.
All right, Rodriguez.
What's
Sir,
up? What's
looking
up,
as
people?
distinguished as ever. How are you, sir?
Yeah, dude, I have no choice of the gray hair. That's the that's helping me here. At least I still have a little bit left.
Rodriguez.
Anyway, welcome to the Mets. What was that?
You're coming to us from Japan with your Japanese panel walls on.
Little sushi on the side.
I know. I was thinking of doing some going back and doing some painting and putting some Met stuff on those little things. That'd be kind of fun.
Is that in honor of Fujinami? He's pitching tonight at some point. I don't know if you already.
98 mile an hour average, dude.
Yeah. They're playing the Nationals in spring training night game up
But
there.
we already have a reliever with a song.
We certainly do. What's that song?
Hey!
The Mets are
There it is.
freaking losing.
What's the score? 1-0?
One
Still?
freaking zip.
Unbelievable. Is the other team throwing a no-hitter?
Dang. No, Nemo got to hit the first inning.
Oh,
The
okay.
first at bat. So
You're throwing
our boy
a
Nemo, baby.
no-hitter.
That's our boy. All right, so we got the three of us out of the way. What's going on back there, Rodriguez? How's producer Joe hanging?
I don't know. He left.
Shit. All right.
All right. I
I
guess
can run the show.
you can run
Yeah,
the show. He
I
just
got it.
left.
All right. Well, what are we talking about today, fellas? We got some updates on some injury news. Kodai Senga and a few others.
We
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
All these things. We'll get caught up on that. Timmy T, what's up? Our favorite Yankee fan has entered the chat. We'll talk through Francisco Lindor, the smile on the shirt. We'll talk about what kind of path
Keith
is he on?
loves that shirt, doesn't he?
He does love the shirt.
He's wearing his brains outside of his head. It's weird.
It's
Reminds
the
me like a
style.
zombie
It's the
music.
style.
I mean,
It's
movie.
the way it is. What else are we going to talk
Yeah.
about? We're going to talk about definitely Lindor, and we'll
Ooh.
talk about some of the potentials for the last two spots in the bullpen.
Ooh, yeah.
We talked about the bullpen last week, and we
did.
looked through it and looked like a strength. and now the potential to add another 1 or 2 arms to that pen in the coming days. That's what we'll talk about right on the other side of this wonderfully produced opening video.
Ooh.
All right, so welcome on back in here, gents and ladies out there watching. So
Lady,
obviously,
it's only your mother. We
Only
know
my-
it's your mother. So stop.
we've had some ladies here in the chat. What's before we get started? Before we get started, what's your really quick take on this whole Mike Tyson thing that we got going on? You heard about that
Oh,
fight?
Dude, I can't
So,
wait for him.
57
to
years old versus 27
daylight.
years old. Okay.
Oh, come on. It's a kind of elder. It's a little bit of elder abuse, don't you guys think? I mean, the guy's almost 60. And he's gonna fight a 27-year-old
Do you
kid.
see the video that he put out today? You don't want to
No.
be nowhere near Tyson or those fists. I
I
don't
would
care how
not
old he
wanna
is.
be
Which is
anywhere
that the one with him practicing and
Yeah.
punting?
Is it
Yeah, that's been out for a couple of days. I think
Oh, I didn't.
A
Oh, I
new
didn't
one?
see it. Okay.
Is it a new
Yeah.
one or the old one before Joe?
Oh,
there
hand.
might be another one. But
Okay.
either way, Tyson is somebody that would kick my ass to know how at his age. Doesn't matter. But here's my thing. Jake Paul he's tough. He's a decent boxer. He's tough and he's strong.
He hasn't gotten hit. He hasn't
definitely
gotten
not
hit by a heavyweight like Mike Tyson. He's
Right.
never
Oh, yeah,
got hit
see,
like that.
Pete,
Here's
Dude,
my
come on, man.
we have
He's-
good news in the chat. Isaac says Alvarez with a bomb. Mets up 2-0. 2-1. Sorry.
God, season's
There we go.
saved.
Thank you, young
Just
man.
like
We
that.
appreciate that, Isaac.
I thought the season was over. What's
Yeah,
up,
we
Tom?
were kind of giving up
So-
already.
Here's my obviously this is a baseball podcast, so it's not
Here
spent
we
too
go.
much time in this.
Oh, my
That's
God.
what I said. Real
All
quick.
right, so
Here's my
don't drag
quick
it
take
out.
on it. The Tyson that made Tyson the great boxer he was a amount of being ferocious and angry. I don't think he's that anymore. I think he's just a happy-go-lucky pothead. So I hope he just gets. Well, I'm just saying. So I hope he gets angry in there, and I'd like to see him kick
No.
Jake Paul's ass. You know.
Have
But-
you guys ever seen his show, Keith? Keith, if you saw his
Yes,
show, the one that he does,
Sure.
yeah, when
Yeah.
he talks about fighting and he talks about the state of mind he used to go into, it's him. It's what he turns. It's what he had to turn on when he starts fighting. If he's gonna if he can, like you said, you may
Right.
have
I hope
you
he
have a
turns
good
it on.
point actually.
Yeah.
If he can turn it on against this kid, man, and I believe he will because he's from Brooklyn and he's hood and he's gonna want to fight. He's not gonna let this kid. I'm sorry to say this, guys, but he's not gonna let this white boy beat him up. Let's just be
Well,
real here.
that's
He's gonna hurt him.
No apologies needed, because that's exactly what I thought when I was reading the article. I want him to be like, you mother white boy. I want him to go in there and kick this guy's ass, because I love Tyson. I grew up with Tyson. He was an icon as a kid. And even when he went through his troubles, I still loved Tyson. And then he was in The Hangover, so I loved him even more. You know, Tyson was an icon of my era. And I love him to death. I want him to kick Jake Paul's ass, but I just hope he's able to turn it on.
I think he can. I really do.
I hope so.
I believe in my heart, knowing him and watching him for all these years, because like you said, you grew up with him. I watching him, I grew up like he's a little bit younger than me. He's like a year younger than me, so not a big deal. I think that he wouldn't take this fight unless he was gonna try to really fight. This is not an exhibition fight. This is not the Roy Jones.
He had against
Roy Jones. He fought Roy Jones for
Roy
that.
Jones, right.
And then it got a little heated real quick. Remember that for a few minutes.
in the end it did.
A little bit of that fight. It got a little bit like, hey, we're gonna fight. So
Here's-
I mean,
like you know, like you start reading these articles. For me anyway, I don't know if everybody's the same way. I start like
it started something for us.
envisioning
It
it in my head a little bit.
In your head a little bit.
I start envisioning like when I hear he's going to fight Jake Paul, I start seeing it in my head a little bit, like playing it
I
out.
see what you're saying.
And that's exactly what I was seeing. Was Jake Paul getting a really good shot on him, and Tyson just go. As long as Tyson's still on his feet, him losing his cool and beating the hell out of Jake Paul. That's kind of how I see it. We'll see what happens.
Producer Joe probably knows who the favorite is, what the odds are right now. It's a degenerate. We know that. All right. So, well,
cue the betting.
I tried.
You tried. See,
It's
that's what happens.
All right.
He
so-
left.
little betting action.
I might
You
just,
can't-
video
You
plays.
can't ask me to look something up and then ask for a clip at the same time.
We asked you to look something up. What do we ask to look up? I don't remember.
I can't chew gum and walk. Jake Paul, 350 favorite.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a lot younger.
Jake-
He's strong, and he's really not a bad boxer. So I get that.
So,
But
Tyson,
Tyson,
you know,
Tyson if,
7
like
to 2.
Rodriguez and I were saying, he's able to turn on a killer instinct. Yeah, I think it's over for Jake.
I'm watching this
Go.
fight with my heart. I'm believing in Tyson. I don't
Yeah, I'm
care.
with you, bro.
30-year difference. I don't care. I
I'm with
I
you.
think his heart is way more, and I respect this kid Paul, but I think his heart is better. Yeah, well, yeah. You started this.
Okay.
It's
What's
your
to reel
fault.
it in? Let's get
Gotta
to
reel
Mets
back in.
talk. Is what Farace.
All right. Let's start off here because it's the I guess the battle of spring training. Let's start with the bullpen. So from kind of what we're reading right now, it seems though Michael Tonklin will make the team. I said Tonklin, but it's
Thinking
Tonkin. Right. 80. He's innings guy. I think he pitched 82, 83 innings last year. So a little bit of long relief there, which we know we're gonna need. So they have it down. They have it down to Rodriguez's favorite, Sean Reed Foley, and Johan Ramirez. And I'll admit that Johan Ramirez, I have not seen him pitch in the spring. Has anybody? I haven't.
I
can't
have
really
not.
watch spring
I have
games 'cause
not.
I don't have the ability to. I just watch highlights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't watched him. But I mean, Sean Reed Foley's an ex-Met. He's throwing 96 again. So
He hasn't allowed a hit yet.
he's
Reed
probably gonna
Foley.
win. He's probably
I
gonna
like
win.
Sean Reed Foley. I know he's had
position.
some downs, but I
Yeah.
believe in his ups. I think he can.
Listen,
As long
I
as he's
think-
not an intricate part of our bullpen, he's more of a depth person in the bullpen. I think he can be extremely valuable.
so you think that about Drew Smith too, right?
I did.
don't.
I'm not
Please
sure.
Please don't
Yeah.
say that. to
I
me.
did last year. If we were having a
Yeah.
show 1 year ago, I would say yes, but I lost my
No
faith.
Thursday. All right. So obviously we still have another few weeks to go here. We'll see what happens, but the leading into the Mets' first round of cuts, no surprises. Really, all the young kids that need some more cooking down there. Some are a little bit more
Seasoned
ready than others. Seasoned. But Rodriguez, I don't think there was any surprises there. I figured all those guys were going to start in the minor leagues. No chance. I mean, and we see what happens. But any thoughts on that? All these cuts. I know producer Joe was very upset.
He was a little bit upset, but you know what? Send the rookies down.
Emotional damage.
See, there it is. But to be honest, that's from years of being a Mets fan. So you know what? I got to give him a little slack on that because he has been used and abused and put away wet, as they say, as a Mets fan for all these years. But you're trying to build a team for the future and for the now. So you got to send the rookies down to play. They're not going to play at the major league level. There will be injuries, so I'm sure a few of them will see some innings this year with the club, especially a pitcher. I'm expecting at least 1 or 2 pitchers to be coming up, especially the young guys to get a couple of starts. So with Tyler McGill being in the starting lineup, yeah, exactly. So You got to send the young guys down, let them play, see what they do in the AAA, because that's one step below the majors. And if they do that 300 average and 20 home runs and 90 RBIs or 2.9 ERA, you want these guys to be ready for the majors and not be afraid. Come in hanging and banging, man. So
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Laris, I think you're on the same page here too. But weigh in here, these Acuñas and the Jets and these guys, just they need to be down there chilling a little bit.
Yeah, Acuña, right? There's a lot of hope, but hope don't win ball games. So yeah, it's good. Let him get down. Let him get some experience and training, and get at bats and some reps in the field, because he won't get that on the next team. You can't take a kid like that who has potential and just isolate them to the bench and put them in specialty situations. It just don't work.
You mean like they did to Vientos last year in favor of Vogelback?
Those kind of roles are for veterans who can still play, but they're at the twilight of their career. Not for
they can handle the 1 on 1 off, 2 games here, 3 games here on the bench.
Stepping in a big situation, not panic.
Terzio calls him Drew Shits Rodriguez. Rodriguez likes that nickname. There it is. But he says he needs to get the hell out. Terzio, did that happen just now? When was the last time you saw 2 guys get thrown out trying to steal second base with Ottavino on the mound? There ain't no way. There is 0 way. If then Alvarez,
Ottavino.
Yeah.
Ottavino can't even bend.
Did Alvarez throw from his knees?
Yeah. From the knees.
Yes.
There ain't no way. For a real Terzio, was it Alvarez? Who was running Vogelback?
Wow.
Salud. What's happening? Salud. Coughing. You okay?
I've been
the Heimlich.
Yeah, I'm dealing with.
Yeah, do the Heimlich from here.
Hey.
we were having a staff meeting a long time ago at a place, and somebody was choking, and Brian Hom sucks says, "I know the Heimlich." This person who was choking decided to get the words out, "Don't touch me," instead of getting the Heimlich for Brian Hom.
Wow.
All right. So Alvarez nailed both of them. Look at that shit.
Because Brian Holmes sucks.
Has anybody heard from Brian Hom? Totally off subject, but
I see him almost every day.
Oh,
poor you.
He's like a walking smile that you want to kick in the balls.
rub his head for me and say, "Let's go Phillies."
No, let's not say I did. I don't care what you do. I'm not touching him.
I wouldn't either. So in injury news here, let's get to some of that.
Oh no.
We know about Senga. Senga is looking like a May return. We'll see what goes on there, but take your time. Don't deal with any.
All-Star
looking like
break.
a DeGrom.
Yeah.
Don't say
Everybody's
that.
second All-Star break. My
that's even
ex-wife
worse.
said she can do the Heimlich, but from the front.
Bam!
I like it.
Terzio is back, dude.
You got to give
That's-
credit where it's due.
Wow.
That was his first good one in a while. It was a good one.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was
Well
an
done.
in-season. That was an in-season
I
one.
give him this for that.
You blow in and it comes out.
Well
So,
done.
Yeah,
Don't
Senga
explain
maybe
it.
May,
Don't explain
maybe
it, John.
May,
Don't explain
right?
it, John.
Because rehab may go into. For me, May means after All-Star game.
Okay. Well. Yes. Every injury with the Mets that happens pre,
All-Star break.
before the season started in spring.
Hey, if
training.
it's like 2015, I'll take it. But we'll see.
All right. So
Oh
some
my
other
God.
guys. McNeil has not started swinging a bat yet because he had a little bit of bicep issues.
What?
issues.
Why?
Uh-huh.
Because he's bulking up, maybe? Oh,
Hold on, I'm gonna right.
Music
You know,
Yeah. No.
Rodriguez. I thought of you as soon as I saw the injury. I was like,
Oh.
freaking Rodriguez nailed it, and I don't hate that you got it right. I just hate that you are right because
Wait, but it was
you
just
should not have bulked up.
soreness
I hate
in
both reasons.
It was just soreness. It wasn't like a. We'll see.
Come on.
All-Star break.
Go
You know
play
what
some
else is
golf.
sore?
Get ready for the season. Go play golf. Go play night.
No, he's gonna. He's actually.
Go ahead.
He's gonna play. McNeil's gonna
go
play tomorrow. He's just gonna be the opposite of DH.
You know what else is sore
be in
for
the
us?
field
Yeah.
only.
He's
My
on the
hope
bench.
and my heart from the Mets constantly doing this to it. Bang, 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 bang. That's what's sore.
He's gonna play second base. What do you mean?
Yeah, he's gonna do what? He's
Tomorrow.
gonna be sore. I'm
right,
strong McNeil now because I can swing a golf club and I got muscles and I'll be out for the rest of the year. Like the rest of the fucking Mets.
All-Star break.
Like,
What?
insane.
The whole year, huh?
No,
You
no,
went from
he's
All-Star
already
break
got.
to-
He's already. He's playing tomorrow, but Keith has got him out for the whole year now.
I'm done. Oh,
He's gonna have a-
I'm
he's gonna have a
having
setback tomorrow.
Syndergaard
I mean,
flashbacks.
come on. Honestly, man.
all right.
Honestly, that dude is pissing me off.
Who? All right.
Neil, he's pissing me off. He's
Before you
starting to
get
piss
all
me off.
upset, why?
Oh,
Why?
We
You
may
just
need
got
to
done saying
trade.
he's gonna play
We may
tomorrow.
need to trade him. You know, bring up
Oh my
Acuna and
God.
trade him. I think I'm done. I think Keith, trade him.
Well, we're already
He-
trading Alonso
BFA
to
him.
the Cubs, so you
BFA
might as
him.
well package them.
Somebody said help.
Look,
Get a
I got
bag
a couple
full
of
of
muscles.
prospects that probably won't work out.
I can lift 25-pound barbells. Oh,
Joey
look at
Gallo?
me.
Where's Joey Gallo? He's with the Nats now.
He's with the
Swinging
Nationals.
Times up 2 strikeouts. All right.
It's not Joey Gallo, it's
Like-
Joey Callow.
Like
Joey
he's
Gallo's
supposed to.
dead.
Joey K. Gallo.
All I'm hearing is a name that doesn't deserve to be in the major leagues.
Joey Gallo's dead.
Wow.
It's Joey Callow.
Wow. There's a lot of players that don't deserve to be there.
That's right, and that's for us to judge. All right.
right.
Who else is doing some things out there? Is Joey Lucchesi? He's throwing. Everybody says it differently.
All he does is all he does
base
is throw.
his name on
What's the
how
news
his
about
performance
that?
is.
Oh, you respect his name based on how well he throws that game?
Yes.
I'm with you.
All right.
How are you supposed to say it, Farace? How are you supposed to say that name? Lucchesi or Lucchesi?
I feel like
Oh, you don't need to feel anything. Producer Joe, look it up. Gee, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel.
you asked me the question.
I think it depends on the person. Like
Joey the Blowy, says Terzio. But it's not that. It's not that. You know, he pitched 1 inning in minor league game on Thursday. Last Thursday? Where's this article from? That's from today. So that was today. The rain came down. They pulled him. Obviously, that they do that even in the regular season. But then he went back out and he threw another simulated inning. So he looks to be doing well. He pitched well down the stretch before he got hurt. Obviously, Max Kranick, he of the hamstring issue. He had hoped to get that fifth starter spot, but it ain't gonna happen. He's going to open up the year on the IL. Starling Marte, they deem him as fully healthy player, as well as Edwin Diaz. There's no limitations there on either. So both those guys ready to go. And then David Peterson on the 6th ADL, and Mauricio on the 6th ADL.
Really sharp. Look really sharp.
Let's go, baby.
Dude, this gets me excited. I don't want to be excited about this team.
Marte has been looking like a 20-30 kind of guy. 20 homers, 30 stolen bases.
He's looking fast again, man, and strong.
You know what? I'm not excited about this team, Rodriguez. Not like, oh, we're going to win something, but I'm excited in the sense that I feel like I can watch the game and have some hope. Because last year, it just went downhill so fast and so hard. It was really, really hard at being a Met fan last year. And I think this year we have a little more hope, you know. It's hard with the early injuries, Senga, and so on. But, listen, if we're competitive and we're competing for a wild card spot this year, I'm happy. That's where my expectations are.
I think, guys, that's where we're going to be at. We're good. We're going to be a competitive team. You know, hanging around 500 most of the year, maybe get on a couple of streaks, hopefully, and bring that up by 10, by 15 games. But I think we're a 500 club that could do some damage in the playoffs if we get to it. So, you know, at the moment, Senga may make us 10 games better, right? And having Marte back, you know.
Senga's a solid number 2, number 1 on our team.
The lineup seems I mean, the lineup can hit. On paper, it can hit.
Right.
Nimmo and McNeil and
100
Pete and
100%,
Lindor and
yeah.
Alvarez
And Marte.
Marte. Who am I missing out there?
And
Hater.
Well, you're
McNeil.
missing Batty and Vientos, and you're missing the young guys, but they have to prove it this year. This is break a year, make a break for them. I think on this squad, because there's not a lot of time to waste as a Met in New York. You have to be ready to play within the first 2 years of your life, your baseball life. Otherwise,
Welcome back.
Actually, I watched an episode of that the other day. It was hysterical. It's actually still a funny show, and I know this is completely off subject, but just we'll make it quick if that's okay, Farace. So I was just thinking what you just
Nino's
said.
back.
The lineup. Everybody's focusing on pitching. I'm still a little worried about the second half of our lineup. What do you guys think of that?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely concerned with Batty and Vientos. So that kind of leads into what I was going to ask: is any change in heart or on your mind about signing JD Davis?
JD Martinez? You mean
Fuck.
JD Martinez? Yeah. I don't want him on the team, dude. He doesn't want to be he hasn't wanted to be a Met. You've seen that in the news. I keep saying that. If you don't want to be in New York and you don't want to play for my team, maybe you can't handle New York. Maybe you can't handle being a Met. I don't want you on the team. What's he going to do so much better? Let's say that he's 36 now. Why 36, 37?
36.
He's on his decline, let's just say. Is he going to be that much better than Vientos? According to what they projected, they're within a couple of home runs of each other. They're within 5 points in the batting average and within 5 runs in RBIs. They're basically almost the same player, and Vientos is on the upswing. This is he's starting out as a rookie, and they're expecting him to hit 20 home runs and stuff. And Martinez is only expected to hit about 22, 23 home runs this year. So why would you spend $15 million a year for a couple of years?
It'll be a 1 year deal.
Maybe he asked for 2. Who knows? I'm hoping they don't give him any year deal. Put Vientos in there. Let him play the season, man. We're not going to the World Series this year. I'm sorry to tell Met fans, but I don't expect the World Series.
You shouldn't expect it.
If it happens,
but Arizona, I'm sure they expected it 100%. That they were going to make
either the Texas, but I mean,
exactly.
Right.
And if we get there, fine. We get there, fine. But let the young guys play. That's what you're doing. You're trying to build a franchise. You're not trying to build a team for 1 year. You're trying to build a franchise. You build it by letting the young guys develop.
I think a JD Martinez would be. Now I'll throw out JD Davis, JD Martinez. JD Martinez
you got him doing
like a Cespedes kind of signing, or trade. Like end of year, we're making that last push. We just need a bat in the lineup.
Right.
He's somebody to go grab. But like to go start a season, we have a lot of prospects, and we actually assigned ourselves. And when I say we assigned ourselves, I mean Mets management to we're going to do the best we can this year, but we're not hopeful. We're building for a couple of years down the line. JD Martinez don't fit that mold. Vientos does.
So let me ask you guys a question. Vientos, it's the middle to late May, and he's hitting 207. He's got 4 home runs, and he's got 9 RBI. Who comes in for him? JD Martinez, I'm going to say, is off the board at that point. But who's the backup? What's the backup plan for Vientos?
Oh, you got a couple of young. You got Acuna. You got Drew Gilbert.
You need backup plans for Beatty and
Jet.
Vientos.
Well, you got Jet. You got Gilbert. You got Acuna. You have backup. That's why you got all these number 1 picks. You got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th pick.
It's going to come down to whichever one of our people in AAA and maybe even AA, right? Because they even say AA is more competitive than AAA.
Yeah. It's not a love fest with Vientos, guys. At least I don't think so. I'm like you're.
Oh no. I'm just thinking about options.
Well, option would be for me. If I was running the franchise, option for me is to bring the minor league guys up. If
Whoever's-
Vientos is
Whoever's earning it, right, Rodriguez?
exactly whoever's hot, whoever's on fire, whoever's having a good year, that's the promotion that you get.
Frank
That's why
Terzio's
you're in the.
ex-wife.
If she's having a good year,
Cowbell.
then bring her up or bring her down. However you want to bring her, up or down. It's up to you.
Just bring her.
Edwin,
bring
what's
her.
up, man?
She could be in the, Terzio says, ex-wife could be the backup plan. So if you do that, and you're talking about building the franchise and for the future, using up minor league options at that point, I think
You got to look at it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You got to look at it as not an option, and you worry about that later down the line. You're trying to get a guy to play, and whether if he comes to the majors and he can handle the majors, because at the end of the day, it's almost a crapshoot all the time. The guys are talented as all heck. Kellenic, he's been bouncing around like crazy. You know, we've had guys like that, and things happen. So sometimes a 50s round draft pick, like a really late draft pick, like a Piazza, who was a really late draft pick, but he ended up being the greatest catcher in Mets history without a World Series ring. So you get that type of stuff. So you forget the options. Bring the kid up that deserves it. Keith said it. If the guy's having a good year in the minors, and it's an all-star break, and Vientos is 4 home runs and 30 RBIs, like you just said, bring the rookie that's playing well. Bring him up. Why not? Vientos, come down, figure yourself out. You're still young enough to be in play for the next year, or for the season, because you can go into the minors, and next thing you know, 2 or 3 days later, he's on a hitting streak and he's hitting bombs. Stuff like that happens all the time.
But let's face it,
sure.
the Mets right now are really looking at what their future is going to look like this year, and if they can make the future now,
why are there rumors about JD Martinez? There's got to be they're looking at him. But you got to
be careful too, Farace, because a lot of agents can start those rumors to bring heat and make it hot and make his So
all right. So I personally think Vientos is not going to come close to anything that JD Martinez can do this year. JD Martinez, 33 home runs, 103 RBIs last year.
I would guess not as well, but I would rather, since we're in that kind of limbo phase right now, I would rather invest in our future talent instead of an older veteran player. But again,
we know each other.
Push, let's get him. But
we're not going to get him. He's not going to sign a contract with a team now that sucks. That's going to be in a position to trade him later. I don't think the odds are not good.
Teams that are in a position to win now suck in August, so you never know. But you're right. You're right.
Like us. My worry is, I think somebody mentioned it, is that Vientos does not do well, and then we get stuck with Luke Voit at DH.
No.
Because the business aspect of this, you're not bringing Acuna up, even if Acuna has 25 home runs by the All-Star break. It's always the All-Star break. You're not bringing him up because you're going to use one of his options. 25 is extreme. They might bring him up then. But that's
Sergio would love this, but in that particular situation, we also have Tomas Nido.
Oh, Tomas Nido could fill in admirably at the DH spot. Terzio says JD Martinez is the second coming of Joey Gallo. Okay. Cowbell and wants him. JD and Isaac said exactly, Steve. Yeah, we're gonna wind up Luke Voit in there. Terzio says what's his name?
What are you talking about? Luke Voit?
See, Terzio said Fujinami. Really quick, 1, 2, 3.
Fujimara?
Mount Fujimara.
Mount Fuji. Perfect.
Mount Fuji. All right, let's talk a little bit about our quite often before this year disrespected shortstop. Let's talk about Francisco Lindor a little bit.
The brains outside his head.
With the brains outside his head. I started this is very interesting on Baseball Reference. Started going through the similarity scores. So they compare different players from different eras. It could be, and it's just interesting to kind of see what the actual similarity scores and the batters are for Francisco Lindor. One of them is Xander Bogaerts, who is insanely good. One of them is Cal Ripken Jr., Hanley Ramirez from back in the day. Gary Carter is also a comp as far as similarity with home run totals, RBI. Not it's not all told, but you also see like guys like Travis Fryman, Alan Trammell from back in the day. Similar batters also include Troy Tulowitzki, who he was elite.
Remember how much we wanted him?
Always, yes.
Yeah.
He was elite, and then but always
And
hurt.
you wanted him on the team too.
Then he went to Toronto
and Marcus Semien, who we know what that man can do. So you know who else on the very bottom of this list is Dan Ugla. Weird, remember?
Dude, Dan Ugla was a beast for a minute.
Yeah, but I
Dan Ugla was a
Marlins
beast.
announcer, and his name is Dan Ugla. Shut up.
He was an ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, and he sucked at defense.
He did suck at second. It was horrible.
Bohan says Hall of Fame pace. We I don't disagree. Especially you add in his fielding, but just I mean his hitting at this point, 9 years in, he's got 1,300 hits. He's got over 200 home runs. He's got nearly 7 pace on track. On track.
Yeah, you're right. I'll take that back. But yeah,
a couple of really good years, he can get to 3,000. And to me, that's automatic for me as a shortstop with the defense and everything else.
A bell rang. Bohan says 2,500 hits is the new 3,000. Lindor gets hated on because he makes 341 million doesn't hit like Seager, but he's far superior defense and durable. Actually, last year, he overall defense, hitting, everything. Lindor exceeded Seager, but by some.
And he's Puerto Rican.
And that's puts it over the top. But I mean, he's got the numbers are looking great so far. Again, 9 years in, 2-game average is 274, 28 and 90 out of your shortstop. Last year, 254, 31 home runs, 98 RBI, 31 stolen bases, and a clear leader on the team. We're playing a nice play tonight. So I give it all to you. Rodriguez, your thoughts on Lindor potentially going to on a Hall of Fame pace, and then we'll get to Lara's.
I mean, just last year's stats tell you that he's on a Hall of Fame pace. If he's a 30-30 man for the next 3 or 4 years, playing shortstop, Gold Glove caliber defense in New York, I mean, that automatically puts you in the Hall of Fame in my book, because this is pressure. If you can perform under this pressure, you're good. I know. And that bothers me. And that bothers me too. 254 is the low average. However, so just like 2,500 is the new 3,000, 254 is the new 280. So maybe they'll just. That's how I feel. I do feel that I'm lying. I'm totally lying, people.
That was wet.
People hit 254. I need a 300 hitter
this morning.
What?
Oh man!
Did I miss something? Oh, the fart noise.
He had toilet paper issue this morning. Really quick, Terzio, definitely a Hall of Famer on pace. Terzio. Isaac says yes. Bohan, does anybody really think Dansby Swanson has a better glove? I don't think so. Not on this podcast. Not first ballot for Terzio. All right, that's okay.
That's fair. I was gonna say that third ballot, maybe second, third ballot.
Well,
he's gonna be a top 5. He's been a top 5 shortstop since 2015. So he's 9 years into being a top 5 shortstop every single year.
Yeah. So you're looking at about 6 years left of being a top.
The last 2 years, he was 9th in MVP voting. He's never won an MVP, but he's been in the top 15 6 times in his 9 years. Top 15 MVP voting.
He's a stud, bro. He's a player.
Jump in right there on that MVP.
Jump on it.
Jam on it. I'm aging myself. So yeah, if I could jump in on an MVP piece. So I think a lot of the reason why he hasn't been higher in MVP voting, because he deserves to be, is his maturity. And I would say, like, as a Met fan, if you really watch in his last 2 years, he has matured into like a really great leader on the team. He had some issues coming in. He learned from them. He grew from them. But even during those times, if you watch, he's constantly guiding his teammates, working with his teammates, inputting information into them and receiving information from them, which a leader does, right? His stats, definitely he's on a trajectory to the Hall of Fame. I am a big fan of Lindor. Has he annoyed me with some of his antics? Yes.
We blame that on bias.
His maturity and his growth has made me really appreciative of him, and really enjoy watching him on the field and understanding more how he approaches the game. He is kind of like he's in a way, in his leadership level, he's a Jose Reyes mixed with David Wright. He has the maturity now of David Wright, and he has the energy of Jose Reyes. And he goes out to the field with such an approach that it's exciting to watch him play, even when he's at the plate. And I've mentioned this, I think, last week or the week before. He'll strike out, right? And nobody likes to watch, your team strike out. But on his way back, he'll whisper into the next batter's ears, explaining what he saw, how he saw him, maybe a pitch tip. Watch out for this. That's a true leader. And this guy should be the captain of our team within the next year or so. And furthermore, I think for me, as I've watched baseball all my life, really you watch the prime of somebody's career between like maybe 28, 29 years old to 34, 35 years old. And he's in that prime right now. And I would really like to see the Mets capture that and win a championship under his leadership within the next year or two. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of things going on. That's a whole other conversation with free agency next year. But I really, bottom line is, I super enjoy watching him play. And I definitely think he has a Hall of Fame trajectory under his belt, the way he's playing.
Bohan, you see, Keith, you talked too long. I couldn't get the joke in. Pete's going to Cuba and be in the national team.
I was passionate about the brains over his head guy,
Bohan, I don't know if you saw Laris's little I don't know, what do you call that, subtext under his name before Pete going to Chicago, man. So Bohan is with you on that. Hey, Chicago.
Hey, we're in Chicago. We're watching.
How does that surprise you? How does that surprise you?
Way of Cuba. Mr. Producer Joe, you want to weigh in on this? The Lindor Hall of Fame trajectory?
Trajectory, absolutely, yes. He's found his groove. He continues for. You see, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. I'm talking for 5 seconds.
Emotional damage.
I'm gonna spit out my water, guys.
Joe, you're the producer. Mute them. I love you, bro. I'm hearing everything.
What do you mean, them? I didn't do nothing.
No, yeah, you know what? Here,
now we know. Now we know.
Yeah, now we know nothing. So
take Farace out too. Let's go.
Wait, now Rodriguez not gonna be able to hear us. Probably.
He's on the trajectory.
Okay.
Shit. Hang on.
The trajectory for what?
Let me just say that, Keith, you're like a rat. You snitching on us. Now I know you. I know you now.
I didn't even do nothing. I wasn't even doing nothing.
Wait, I'm a rat.
Get rid of them. Mute them.
Yeah, I love you.
What was that? He's like damn.
Hey, but listen, we're advancing. Rodriguez, you left and came back, and you can still hear us.
Right? Can you believe that? Looks like producer Joe's finally getting the hang of this.
It's much better than last week's episode. My apologies for my.
I love this.
All right, so I think we've come to a wrap here.
No, we didn't hear what producer Joe say about Lindor.
He's on the trajectory. he has the last 2 years. He's in a groove. If he were to continue it for like you said, 6 more years, he's absolutely on.
Rodriguez parted.
I didn't think that was gonna happen.
I didn't think it was gonna
Sorry.
come out. Oh.
I'm done.
Terzio.
I'm done.
Let's.
I'm still hearing you, Joe. Don't worry about them.
All right. Terzio mentioned the Rangers dude who loves to fight. That's Rempe.
Rempe.
Is it Rempe?
Are we talking hockey?
Rempire State Building, baby.
Oh,
Yeah, he beat some. He beat the shit out of some people. First game and everything. All right. So I think we've covered who's older, Bob Barker or Joe Biden.
Bob Barker's
How old-
dead.
How old was with what he's in
That
he's in
doesn't
the
answer
same.
the question.
He's in the next plot from Warner Wolf. I don't know how old.
Yeah.
How old is Bob
He's
Barker when he
ripping
died?
signs down like Warner Wolf right now and having ice cream. Who cares?
Plantation.
Aren't they both dead? And yeah, what? Yeah, who cares?
No, Biden's not dead.
No,
Not
Barker's
Biden.
still
Barker.
alive.
Did I say Biden?
Barker.
I don't think I did. I
I
hope
think you
not.
said,
Oh, he
you
was
mean,
99.
You said, aren't they both dead? He mentioned, but I know.
That Godzilla?
The hell
Warner
was that
Wolf
shit?
and
Keith,
Bob
you didn't hear that?
You didn't hear that?
Like a. It's a weird alien situation.
But
We're
this
gonna
is
hear
your
it again?
breathing?
That was the sound of death while Steve was talking about death.
The sound of death.
I thought it was the sound of silence.
Of silence.
Okay, now we know. It's a little scary now, yeah. For
Oh, that's-
sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well. All
It's
right. Let's
actually creepy whoosh. There you go. It is. It's
creepy whoosh.
great. Look, I'm talking and Steve's awake.
Oh. All right. Let's get a little round robin on the way out of here. I think we've covered everything that we talked about that we were going to cover. I'm going to bring something up on the way out. Keith, what you got on the way out here?
I'm just gonna resort back to my old sign Pete already. Hurry up, and just, hurry up and sign him. Let's go. We don't want him on the Cubs because that's where he's gonna end up.
That's killing him, you know. You know, Farace is killing him. That Pete is not signed. He's talking real calm and trying to be Mr. Nonchalant. But inside his heart, he's gonna lose his mind.
he even said like last week we said that these guys should be co-captains. But he even said Lindor should be the captain within the next year or two earlier. He's just
no, I think Lindor would be a better captain, but I think Pete can be a good co-captain.
He's trying to break up. He's trying to
with the
break up
Mets?
with his girlfriend before she breaks up with him. That's what he's doing.
But I would like,
if he leaves free agency, like that's Rodriguez. You think Rodriguez is pissed about DeGrom? We're gonna have to give Laris a 30-minute.
I'm actually grateful that we got rid of
Ransom.
DeGrom because look at the mess they're in right now.
Same.
But anyway,
Rodriguez asked me if I was bothered. I said no. Because imagine we would have Jacob DeGrom right now. Hey, Jacob DeGrom. Hey, let's have Jacob DeGrom, Max Scherzer, and Justin Verlander.
That's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. The traitor part.
You know
I'm
what bothers
happy
me?
he's gone. I'm happy he's
No.
gone. You're right.
Every time you say his name, it's an automatic trigger. Every
hello,
time.
darkness,
Who,
my best
Saigram?
friend.
Traitor!
DeGrom, Verlander, and Scherzer are gone.
The best part of the news that went that got released was that it was Howie. Howie put out the tweet saying that these guys were all going to start on the IL.
Put it in the books. He's right.
Boom, baby.
So-
All right, Keith. Finish up your thought. Sorry.
Sign Pete already. I'm gonna say that constantly every week till it's done. And let's go Mets. I think we have
You're gonna have a long year.
that can potentially make some waves this year. So I'm just
Make
hoping
waves,
that's the
baby.
case.
All right, Rodriguez, what you got?
Let's get out of spring training healthy. Okay, let's not do any bench curls. Let's not fall in any pig holes. Let's not do anything too stupid and get and start the season off with everybody healthy.
Let's not go full blown Mets right away.
Watch
Straight up.
the videotape of
Let's wait
Syndergaard
until
and Harvey
May.
working
Let's
out
wait
and-
until May.
watch this videotapes of Syndergaard and Harvey working out
Oh,
for ideas of what not to do.
exactly. By the way, producer Joe are taking a day this week to go see the Mets. So we will have a report for you for next week's show on the Mets.
When? It's already Thursday. Going
We'll be there Sunday.
Sunday. Okay.
We'll be there Sunday.
And I have a
Hey.
family day. I don't know why I do this, but a family day with my whole family. We're going
Family
up to see
day?
the Mets.
That means it's not a family
Prior.
day.
That means it's not a
Family
family day.
Well, it means I'm probably going to be drinking. But
Pete, wait. And one of your favorite shows ever. There's somebody who says, "When people do this, I don't know what it means."
it's true. I hate
was-
air quotes, and I did it myself, so I hate myself today. Yeah, I have a family day towards the end of spring. We're going up there, and I will be reporting back and taking video and stuff like that as well.
That'll
Says
be fun to watch the drunk.
this.
I'm
I
gonna,
won't be
They'll
drunk.
be-
because I'm gonna have my
they'll be-
grandkids. I'm
they'll
gonna
be
have
too
everybody
drunk.
there. So I'll behave. But yeah,
Sergio says,
I'm talking
make
about
sure that
myself.
Tomas Nito is not in the report.
now,
Don't
bro.
take a picture
oh
of him.
no!
Don't do a video of him. Don't even
I'm
look
gonna
at
see-
him.
I'm gonna see if I can get an interview with him.
Oh look, Christopher saw your fake stepdaddy.
Yes. So we appreciate that, and so we have actually been in contact with Hojo on Twitter, and it almost happened a couple of years ago. Maybe I'll reach out again, see if he'll answer.
Play your
anything.
daddy card. Play your daddy card.
Dad? Question mark?
Dad, you never do
Yeah.
anything for me.
I just stomp out of the room.
I have Mama Farace.
Emotional damage.
I just tell him it's career day. Come on, it's career day on the show. Dad, come and talk about it.
There it is.
Oh man. All right, producer Joe, what you got on the way out?
Yeah, man. Let's just stay healthy. Our guys look good. I think we had 88 wins in this team. I think we're going to overperform. I think we're going to have good chemistry this year. It feels better than it did with the washed rags last year. It was always like a downer, even during spring training. It was like, oh man, here we go again with the pitching staff. So, we're going to get Senga back relatively quickly. I think, there's a lot of reason for optimism. Frigate, let's go Mets. LFGM.
Best catcher in
Derek
Mets
Carter.
Best
history.
catcher in Mets history
We're the World Series.
ever. With a World Series. Ever in life. All right. Well, from Joe's mouth to baseball god's ears. Yeah, Bohan. All right. Well, I did see, like Terzo said, 84, 86 wins. And we'll get to that the show right before the season starts. We'll get into our predictions and whatnot. But I echo everybody's sentiments here. Sign Pete. Let's go, man. Sign that man. Let him have just another monster season. Get him and Lindor the 2 C's on their jersey. And most importantly, let's get the hell up out of this spring training healthy and intact. Just let's do it, man. And what producer Joe said also, he thinks we're gonna overachieve, and that's typically not what the Mets do. They typically, this year they're gonna run roughshod over the come get us, remember? So now they're projecting 82 wins for us. We'll see.
That Darling?
Who was that? Darling and
2/3 of our booth. The
Keith.
captain
Hernandez?
and Ronnie.
Where's Gary playing first?
Gary
Too short for
Carter.
first.
Stop.
Where
man, this
would he
would've been
play?
The perfect spot for that Gary Cohen clip. You said, "Hey Joe, let's play this on the show."
But Terzio's got us signing both 10, 345 for Pete. I don't know if it's 345 for Pete. That's high. I think, and 8 years. All right, we'll see. And Soto, that's also in the news. Soto answered a bunch of questions about the Mets rumors already. I don't mind it. I'm happy that that's what they're talking about over there. That's what they're talking about over there. He plays for the Yankees, and they're talking about a one and done.
Let me tell you something. If Papa
Let
George
me tell you something,
was
brother.
still in charge of the Mets, still in charge of the Mets.
Who?
Still in charge of the Yankees. That just because he said that would drive the price through the roof. This current management, maybe not so much. But if Georgie Steinbrenner was still in there, he would probably drop down 700 right up the top.
He'd sign him. He'd sign him. He'd sign him for 10 years right out of spring training. He would never let the Mets take him away.
No, he wouldn't.
Never happen.
Because that's what made his blood boil. He would rather beat the Mets. Remember all that stuff and like
why do you think he signed Strawberry
thing started
and all, you know?
Yeah, he loved that they won a title there. Screw you, George. All right, let's get the hell up on out of here. Terzio, final remark says $2 an hour for Daniel Vogelbach selling hamburgers. Canadian, right? Because he plays for the Blue Jays now. Shareholders.
He can't sell hamburgers. He eats all the profit.
Like Bluto. All right, let's go up on out of here. We'll keep you updated on everything that's going on in the world of the Mets. These guys are going to the game on Sunday, so we'll get some good footage out of them, and then we'll be back here next week. We'll talk about what's going on. Maybe we get a little bit more clarity on the bullpen situation, and see what some of these kids can do over the next week or so. But until then, let's get up on out of here. Let's go Mets. Peace out.
Let's go Mets.
I like this.
Share.
Jump on it.